Thank
I didn't
you.
get into the
magazine is so good.
Okay, sounds good. So first on the agenda is, we have to take attendance. Hi, Courtney, chair, co-chair. I'm here. Brianna.
here.
Irene.
Here.
Megan.
Here.
Okay, cool. First on the agenda is to approve the minutes from April 13th.
Okay, I do.
Okay, can I get a second?
Second.
Great, all in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Aye, great. Any public comment? You guys are on the agenda. Is there anything else? No, okay.
Is there already a minutes document or should I start a new one?
There is a minutes document. You know what? I'm gonna share this one with you because it's an annotated one. Maybe I'll have to write as much.
Hot dog.
There
I love that. I love that for me.
you go.
Thanks.
If everyone's okay with it, we can skip forward to the new business, so these folks can chat and then move on their way.
Sure.
Okay, great. So 105 Middle Street Barn. You guys want to come chat?
Sure. Hi, is there someplace to be?
Yeah.
Come sit.
So the table? Okay, great, thanks.
Bridget. Yeah.
Hi, you all. So we live at 105 Middle Street. We bought the property in 2022. And I teach on faculty at UMass. It's the Marsh Sullivan House, the small cottage Gothic. That's right across from Town Hall. And the barn is quite a asset to the town in terms of keeping the rural character, we feel. We roofed it and put on solar on the side that's not public facing in 2023 to mostly to protect it, to be able to then move forward with restoring. And so we've talked to a person who's done the barn restoration at Stonehouse Inn in Amherst, has done the barn restoration there. His name's Brian Plummer. And then also did the barn restoration at Goodstock Farm in Hatfield. So that's very high end. We'll be somewhere between the two of those projects. No goats in the bottom, like at Stonehouse Inn. But I think he's done some of the measurements and has a longer term plan for how we would restore it, with the goal of the measures would stay within the ADU by right size, so that if we wanted to, we'd be able to do a first floor 1-bedroom apartment for someone that would be accessible, because it's just first floor and it'd be under the 900 square feet. And so our request was just that the Historic Commission support that project, that we would want to not remove any of the original beams, and we'd want the exterior to stay restored and looking like a barn. So it wouldn't change, and we wouldn't be adding any additional buildings to it. We'd be restoring the doors especially, and maybe adding some windows, but that's about it. But all of it would be keeping in the character of a barn.
Nice.
So and we already have a parking lot because it was a business for 35 years.
The barn was a business?
No, the house was a business, or it was an office for like 35 years before we turned it into a residence. So it is residential and commercial, the dual use in terms of zoning, and has a 8-car parking lot that has existed for the last 30 years there. So there would be no change in terms of parking areas. So that's kind of, I think our request is just a letter of support from you all. And then we'll kind of move forward through planning from there. And our goal would just be to make sure that least case scenario, the barn will be restored. Most case, somebody could live there, and we want to have the possibility of someone living there from the beginning, because we need to think about sewer, et cetera. So, yeah.
And for what it's worth, they restored the house and it looks fantastic.
Yeah, there's nice. Yeah, we took out the industrial carpet that was upstairs and, things that were very obvious. And there was Ethernet wires all running through every single room, visible. Yeah, so yes, it is. Thank you.
Yeah, well, and you found some things in the barn too that you put back into the house, right?
That's right. Yes. Yeah.
Well, that makes me wonder if when I do my phase 2, am I gonna need to come in front of the Historical Commission?
You might not have to,
I
but
did
it
it on
would be
the
good.
first, on the first rental.
Yeah, it might just be good for us to
Okay.
be able to say yes, and then if anybody has questions, you could say you have the backing of the Historical
Yeah.
Commission.
Well, we also came because we'll be seeking a historic allowance to keep the original beams because in one area that I think would be a galley kitchen if we redo it, the ceiling is low, but you'd have to replace like the major beam, and it's a reused beam from even the 1850s, so it was clearly probably from the 1700s, and we don't want to do that. And so we want to keep it as historically correct as it was, and intact. And so we wanted to get the letter from you all because I think the planning board will be more likely to give us a historic allowance.
Yeah, I know when my house was being renovated, the stairs were not up to code, but
Yeah.
it was grandfathered because it was an old home.
Yes,
But I wasn't trying to change it from anything. So,
Right.
Yeah.
right. They said they think the same thing will be the case, and there may be reasons that, because of it, like if we're gonna rent it out as a long-term
Mhm.
rental, there may be some different parts of code, but I think if it were gonna be shortish term, even semesters or something, they thought it might not be as difficult to get the allowance through. So we'll see.
Good.
Yeah.
Other questions, concerns?
No, who writes the letter?
Me.
Do you need any like documentation or to see a plan or anything?
I mean, what I brought was I brought Brian's information, but I also just brought the plot plan so you could see. And there's no current exact plan for sewer. We'd have to put that in front of planning. Yeah, but that's.
I guess my only question was you said something about windows and I was curious if you had a plan for that.
Yeah, so I think our plan, so barn windows historically are added ad hoc. If you look at any kind of barn windows, whenever they want to add them, they add them. And so there may be a couple that were originally there, but then there'll be some weird ones that are put in that look like transoms almost, or like the long 1/6, and so we're thinking about doing something similar. I think we'd put if anything, it'd face Hopkins, because right, that's the backside. And the part that faces us, I don't think would have any
Or
windows.
9 would probably be limited.
Yeah, 9 would be limited for sure, and you wouldn't really want to open up more windows on 9. So there'd be, I think, a couple just to bring in natural light from Hopkins, but they'd probably be high, so that you have privacy, but bring in light kind of at the top of the room, I think is what it would look like.
I mean, that definitely answers my question because it sounds like you guys have thought this through a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And, it's
We're
like,
thinking it through, how to figure out how to keep it intact,
exactly, really keep it historically accurate because, I think the problem with a lot of these older homes is that people will just slap up a bunch of plastic windows wherever they want to put them and then it's horrible. So,
No.
So it sounds like you've really thought it through. So
Yeah.
I think.
And when was the house built?
1856,
Okay.
yeah. And we're gonna try to use as much reused things as we can as well that are historically
I
consistent.
can't tell from what it was previously, the foundation was shored up by, it looks like 2 commercial owners ago.
The
I think
engineering
they
firm
got-
that was in the office.
Yeah, they had gotten some historic grants and money to do so. So it's got a solid foundation. It just
Mhm.
needs the wood reconstruction at this point externally.
I wonder if when you do this, if you will find out if people can put an age on those beams, that would be really interesting to
It'd be
find out.
cool.
Yeah.
It would, because it has the old mortise and I don't know, what's the other term, but that has the holes and the cuts in it, which is
Somebody
really
would know.
amazing.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's awesome.
yeah.
Because it'd be a cool factoid we can write into all of our stuff. If you
Yeah.
guys find anything out, keep us posted, I guess, because we're trying to gather information now and add it into the walking tour and the driving tour and whatever. So if you find anything really cool out, just keep us posted.
And our house is on the Massachusetts historic site, and it's part of the historic downtown thing, yeah.
Great.
The last thing I'll say is we're new from Chicago. We moved here 4 years ago and we lived in a historic neighborhood in Chicago. This is where we know Joanne from, she's visiting us, from the Pullman neighborhood where the Pullman Rail Car Company is.
Yeah.
And they had a historic home tour and Christmas tour and all that stuff. So we were
Courtney goes, I would pitch.
part of that. So if you need volunteers for those things, you've got our contact info.
Yeah.
We've been talking to the Historical Society about it, doing
Awesome.
something like that. So that's
Cool.
great to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I moved here 4 years ago too.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's
just last
great.
month.
Well,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's same, I think same as us. We closed in April of 2022.
Yeah.
I know. Bravo. Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Thank you so much.
So I think we just have to do an official vote.
Oh, great. Oh, yeah.
So I'd like to make a motion to write a letter of recommendation for the rehabilitation slash renovations of 105 Middle Street Barn, based on the conversation we just had.
Excellent.
Okay, second?
Yep.
Great, all in favor?
I,
Aye.
Aye.
Great, good to go.
Cool,
Thanks,
great.
y'all.
Yeah, and feel free to stop by anytime
Yeah.
and just say hey and come in. Yeah. We're not.
Charleston
Yeah.
wants to do this. I'm telling my sister, she's excited.
All right. Where are we? CPA projects, driving tour.
going well, going great. You scared me so much the other day when you're like, the due date is May 1st. And I was like, oh, this year we missed it already? No, 2027. But no, we should be done and with plenty of time to spare. So it's good. It's coming along. I sent you guys another edited chapter or track to listen to whenever you have
When did you
time.
get that?
I sent it
Just
like
like
right
when-
before the
Oh, okay,
meeting.
okay.
But whenever you guys have time, just review it and
Sure.
let me know if any changes need to be made.
I love hearing that. What street or what property?
Track 2, Hockenham, rural Hockenham. Yeah, and I've got a bunch of other ones, like, so close to being done, the editing takes a long time, longer than the recording, so it's just a matter of like getting them all synced up and then exported and then sent to you guys, but it's going really well, and I'm excited. I think it's gonna sound really good. My question about it though is, so I was going through today, when I've been editing them, I'm editing them as separate tracks. I think we'll have to start looking into what platform we want to have host it, because then it's going to depend on, do we upload it as one giant file or do we upload it as separate tracks? My guess is that it's going to be by track so that people can skip through, but I just don't know how that works because I've never done personally the uploading onto a hosting platform. So
Yeah, I remember we looked into that like a couple years ago when we first started talking about this. I can't remember what we figured out.
there was one site I thought that you had to pay but it was a very small amount and then
Yeah.
anyone could listen to it for free. I thought that was kind of what we were leaning towards. I want
Yeah.
to say it was like, I don't know, I thought it was like $10 a year. So it was something really, really low, whatever
Yeah.
the price was, or I don't know if it was, I don't know. And then it was something about, if people were driving through the area and they had this app, the driving tour would like notify them that it was
Yeah, that's
available.
the audio.
Oh,
Audio.
audio.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kevin Cosner was behind it.
Okay, so
AUTIO.
So we should definitely like re-look into that because, things have changed, costs have changed. I don't know what the situation is
Yeah, it was really,
now.
it was cool. I had it for a while
Oh, awesome.
and, I was up in Deerfield and all of a sudden, you're driving around and the app is on. And all of a sudden it starts talking, you're like, oh, you are coming up to the site of the blah, blah, blah,
Oh,
blah.
that's awesome. That's
And,
great. If we could do
yeah.
that, that'd be awesome.
So then the tracks would be good.
Yeah, because then even anyone driving through Route 9 with the app, it would
Yeah.
notify them as they
Yeah.
pass West Street.
Mhm.
And then I guess my other question is, I'm not sure how hard it would be to put it on something like, probably not like Audible. I think that's probably only books, but if there's another platform as well, other than that, or if there's a way to link it to the Hadley website where we have
Mhm.
the walking tours,
Yeah.
wherever we can put it out. So I think, you guys have any other ideas about where we could have it be hosted?
Okay.
As many places as possible would be good, ideally.
Yeah, I'll try to find the research that we did last time, and present it at the next meeting. So we can move forward on that. But the deadline that Brianna had mentioned was for the CPA funding, because we do have some funding to finish this, which can be extended if it needs to, but then it has to go to town meeting. So if we can, sounds like it'll be done by May anyway, but just as an FYI,
That'll be done.
next May.
Next week.
2027. It's a while.
In my head, it's still 2007, so I
I know.
don't know what's happening.
So like a whole generation has gone by since I made some big changes. Like, it feels like it was just 5 years ago.
Yeah, yep. Yep.
All right, moving on, house plaques, Irene.
House plaques, I
Yay.
have something for you.
Yay, we're so excited, Irene.
So, how do I share this? Sure. Uh-oh. There we go. You see that? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are my notes. And just kind of stepping back, in when I started this project, went around and just kind of took a survey of the plaques that are around Hadley.
Hmm.
And then I compared it to other towns. So these are 4 examples of the house plaques that are on homes in Hadley.
Well, they're all so different.
They're different. And, you know, so this one is on the left, it's got a little beveling. The one next to it is Hadley's oldest house. You know, there's no name, but it has some kind of historical recognition. Then there's again the Cook farmhouse with the date, different design. And then there are the date only signs that
Those are probably the most common.
those are the most common, yeah.
That one's mine.
I was gonna
That's
say,
you,
that looks
yeah.
like yours.
I recognize the bugs around it.
And so there are just a lot of design options, and I gotta, you know, confess right now, design is not my thing. I start getting caught up in my head, so if there's somebody that we could, you know, ask for some guidance, because there are just so many variables here and so many different options. But these are from other towns, so the first one is the Wellesley, and, you know, we wouldn't need to put the Wellesley Historic Commission around it. Then there's this, I think this is in, Kingston is the next one. And that's a different shape, but I liked it because it has the, town seal on it.
Mhm.
Then, the Westford Historical Commission, has its, and they've got a little design, you know, detail here. The, lines going around the periphery and the scallops. And then the last one, pretty simple, but it looks beveled, and it has the or a beveled look with the lines going around it. So anyway, main point is we have options, and where we are now, the biggest question in my mind, and you'll see when we go forward, is the font and the treatment of the characters in the typeface.
Mhm.
So I think if we could find somebody that could give us some guidance on fonts and typefaces, and you'll see why in a second. I was going down the path of the vendor that Dragon had recommended in New Jersey, and had a couple conversations with them.
Mhm.
And just to catch you up, remind an update, we had looked at acrylic and then cast aluminum. And the cast aluminum was really nice looking. They're more expensive. And if we wanted to do any kind of customization, it's super, super expensive, like a couple hundred. I just don't think anybody in the town's gonna go for that. So we were looking at acrylic signs. And nobody suggested doing wooden signs anymore. So it's all pretty much acrylic.
Interesting. I wonder why. Just because
They just don't weather and, yeah, last. So then I was at a gift show in Maine in March, and I stumbled upon a vendor there who it's called Slate Expectations, and she does slate. And slate is available from the vendor in New Jersey as well, but I really loved her work because she uses recycled antique roofing
Oh, that's really cool.
from Vermont Homes and
I
Barns.
didn't know that. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Would fit the
And,
vibe.
and yeah, it'll fit the vibe. It's like completely, you know, totally New England. The slates are all hand cut to size, washed and then hand painted. She does
When you said-
every single one of them by hand.
Right when you said, like, people don't do wood, my first thought was, can we find someone who can hand paint because then you wouldn't have to go through these like industrial vendors. This is a perfect solution to that. This is
Good.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good, okay. She's great too. And we can customize and personalize, but I wasn't sure and I didn't think that she would be able to handle our commission logo.
Yeah.
But I'll show you in a second, but
So might be able to make like a laser cut stencil that she could paint.
I was thinking
Yeah,
that
it's
too,
really
or like a
possible.
block thing, like the Indian block print.
Yeah.
So I suggested that to her and she came up with something else. But the size will be 9 by 12. It's hard for her to get much larger than that. Our existing ones are 15 by 7. So we're really 9 by 12, we're really horizontally would be 12 by 9. Now we have 15 by 7
Mhm.
on just the date only. That's pretty
Oh.
wide,
Really? Those are
but
that
it's
big.
pretty narrow and this gives us 2 more inches in the height, but it's 3 inches smaller in the width. So whatever design has to fit this size. Otherwise it gets more expensive. And oops. So she
Ooh.
sorry, hold on. Here we go. I don't know.
Do a split screen.
I don't know, I did it. What?
Just go with.
Oh, okay, I did that on purpose.
Yeah.
So some of the design considerations, again, font and typeface and sizing. And she can do a lot of things, but can you see that now?
Yeah,
That's
Okay.
cool.
that's
So
gorgeous.
she got the logo on there.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, huge.
I'm not sure how she did it, but she did it really fast. And the first one is just black and, well, not black and white, but just, a two-tone. And then she started playing around with it and she could, sort of highlight some of the text.
Yeah,
that's
really good.
I like the highlighted text, that was really slick, I like it a lot.
And she can get a little bit more contrast in there. By,
And can
sort
we
of,
enlarge those at all?
let me see if I can. Let me see if I can copy it.
I like the two-tone. Adds more dimension.
Great,
A little blurry,
that's okay.
but I thought she did a nice job. Oh, you like the two-tone?
Yeah.
You like that with the white?
Yeah.
It adds more dimension to it.
You can see the Hadley. Yeah, it looks great.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's great.
I love the slate. The slate is so,
Isn't it pretty?
yeah, it's so picturesque.
And she can get a little bit more contrast out of that, if she can sort of, buff the background color in a little gray, so it'll pop a little bit more.
Mhm.
She's amazing. But what you'll see is that is not the right font.
I agree about the font.
It looks
Yeah.
like a country kitchen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I agree
and,
about the font.
and honestly, that's kind of her work is Country Kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
She could probably do a different font though.
she can, she's working on it. I sent her the photos that I showed you earlier and said, let's try to match a font. Right?
Yeah.
She
So,
can
That's
also
great.
do, so some of the other design considerations that we were talking about were the font and the typeface. We want to keep it in line with, just sort of historical colonial relevance. Then she can do any color background, and all of her slates are painted. So we could choose any color, and if we wanted to, she doesn't recommend it, but if we wanted to, she could do a paint it white and then do the lettering in black. I was like, well, why have slate?
Mhm.
The idea is that we have slate, but I don't wanna make these decisions, so.
So I guess my question is, do we have options? So for example, because these are slightly smaller than the ones with just the number plaques, I assume if we didn't have any information about the house and it was just a date,
Mhm,
it would have the logo and then just the date as
Mhm.
big as possible, like underneath it.
right,
I guess we could have an option if like a house wanted to pay more, they could have the option of getting two maybe and doing like one with the logo and the date and then like a second one with
oh, I
the
didn't think of that.
information of the house, because then you could potentially add more to the house and then it would be easier to see. So
So
I
you'd have two plaques?
I mean, if people want, because then they'd have the Hadley Historical Commission with the date, so
Yeah.
each one would have a date, and then
Yeah.
like they could buy a second one, or we could fund a second one, whatever, with, you know, whatever house,
house,
and then,
right.
yeah, and then they could potentially even put maybe another little blurb underneath it or something like that. I mean, maybe that's an option. We could offer people an option. Do you want to have it on one? Do you want to do two?
Okay, maybe, yeah,
I don't know. It's
Yeah,
just
she
a
probably
thought.
could.
Yeah,
I'm sure she could.
in case people want to add more, or if they have more
She could do-
information.
She can do a lot, and then, of course, that, impacts the price. She started off extremely reasonable.
Yeah, because I was gonna, what is the quote for? There's
What
one
I'm
that goes-
showing you now, is, $40.
Oh, you're kidding me.
I saw that number on there and I'm like,
Hand-painted
if that's
and-
what one costs, people might wanna go for two. And then have one
Yeah.
with the more information, like have,
my
keep them
gosh.
all the same with with the logo and the date on
Yep.
one. And then like if they wanted to splurge for a second with like the title, and even we could maybe even ask for CPA money or something like that to fund, if like have a fund for people who couldn't afford a second one if they had information about the house and potentially like back that, because that's not a huge amount.
No, that's not a huge amount, and,
Worth it to have it.
so the way she does business, she's a wholesaler. So she's not doing these one-offs,
Mhm.
and she would want somebody to buy in bulk.
Mhm.
And I gave her an estimate of 100, because that's what we had originally kind of thought, of 15% of the historical homes in this town would be interested in. You're gonna get up to about 100, maybe a little bit less. So she said she could do these in chunks of orders of 30 at a time,
Hmm.
and she can do them in 30 days. And then she'll deliver them. She'll drive down here and bring them.
Oh my gosh.
So nice.
Because she's all over the place, and she goes, I
That's
drive
amazing.
down Route 91 all the time, and you're just, I'm like, I'm a mile off the road.
Oh
So,
my gosh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
We have like a pickup day and have everyone come get their
Yeah,
signs.
that'd be fun.
Yeah, it'd be really
That
fun.
would be
so
so
meet
really
the artists.
Yeah, meet the people who are getting the plaques.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That would be cool. And then that would kind of give buzz to the next 30 and the next 30.
Totally.
That's
So,
true. Do like an initial order, get the word out there
Yeah.
and see about, say, like we're starting out with 30 who's interested in ordering.
Yeah.
And
be
then
fun.
if they went well and people liked them, then we could put out the word and say like, for people who really want these, like we've gotten some funding for it or something like that, if we can apply for funding, because I think it'd be really great to have the town have consistency with the signs and everyone have similar signs if everybody really likes them, and then they'd all have our logo on them, which would be great. Cause they are so cute.
They're
That
cute.
came out so good. I
Yeah.
love it.
Can I see the picture again?
Mhm.
Okay. I was looking for the holes,
To hang
like where
it
to hang it, yeah.
or nail it.
Oh,
I
the
feel like,
holes are up
I
there,
feel like
yeah.
you guys have a good say, because you guys would both be putting these on your houses.
Mhm.
What are your what's your thought, Courtney? It sounds like you are in favor, or you. would
I
you
know,
put
I
this on
like
your-
them.
okay.
I don't know if I even have a place. Is there supposed to be a particular spot you're supposed to hang them? Because I don't really know.
Question, I feel like they're usually on the left, but
On the
I
left, they're on the
know.
left, and I have one on the left, but it's on the lower rail of my front porch. You can barely see it.
Because I don't think I've ever noticed one on your house.
No, yeah,
Thinking
it was
there.
behind the azalea. So it's
Interesting.
not that visible.
So Courtney, what are your thoughts? Because your sign is very visible. What are your thoughts on
Mhm.
replacing it with something like this?
I'm good with it. I mean, I wouldn't get rid of the other one either. I would put it somewhere else probably.
Yeah.
But yes, I would put this on the front for sure.
Cause I think I don't know if we have a certain number of people that everyone knows that have historic homes that maybe we could run this by and say like,
Mhm.
do just like a, anonymous poll and be like, who would be willing to
Yeah.
buy this and put it on your house?
Yeah, after we get a sample of, we agree upon the design, we're gonna run a short survey.
Great, I
Yeah.
think that's a great
Yeah,
idea.
Mhm.
an
It
online
would be
survey.
great.
Yeah.
'Cause it'd be
Yeah.
You could
so
also
Ask a
awesome.
couple questions.
We'd also just text all the West Street people to ask if they're interested before we do the
The West
official
Street group,
survey.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'd be curious, it would be so nice to have a customized, consistent sign for all the historic houses in Hadley, and then people who are doing the driving tours or whatever else would know
Yeah.
exactly what to look for on every
Yeah.
house.
Mhm.
That'd be
Totally.
awesome. But people would have to like it and be willing to pay for it, and I feel like $40 is so reasonable.
I know,
It's so
I
reasonable.
can't, because she's hand doing.
I know, it's
hand
amazing,
cutting.
and it's an
And
antique
hand
piece of
delivery.
slate. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's great. I know, I'm like, my house isn't can we make it historic?
Totally. I mean,
We have
1980s kind of historical. at this point, right?
1979.
Oh, there you go.
Perfect.
One of our Ducky wanted to have one of the history lives here signs, because we went and put them up around town.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, can we have one? And Courtney's like, sure. So,
What's your year?
1969.
Yeah, okay.
But our neighbor walked by and he's like, what's happening
See?
here? And I was like, well,
69 was a rocking
it
year.
was rocking. A lot happened in this basement, according to my friend who grew up in this neighborhood.
Oh my gosh. But it's a great conversation starter.
It is. He was
Be
very
like, well, I'm on the historical
I
committee. Here's what
say
we're
that.
working on. Yeah.
Yeah. The signs look great, by the way.
Good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
they-
see them everywhere. They're awesome.
It's so sweet to see
It
that.
is really nice.
So this other one was still Comfort House, and we reached out to Jeffrey to come up with a sample for us, but when I reached out to him, these were the options that we had,
Yeah, I don't like those.
and we weren't really crazy about
No,
them.
and they were expensive too. Weren't they like $80 was the cheapest or something?
The
50.
white one is 60, these are both 50, so they weren't as bad. Then I found another one, still 60, and then I just threw up the cast aluminum so you can see the
I love
difference.
these aluminum ones.
And that's 120. And then it's 120, and putting our logo on it would be super duper expensive.
Right.
So,
And you wouldn't be able to see much, it looks like, unless you made it really large.
and then I found this one from Braintree, and it reminded me that, I'm gonna ask Jeffrey if he could create something like this,
Mhm.
because then that would answer. That would tick off all the boxes, I think. Although it would be acrylic.
Right.
What does that look like, the acrylics? Are they like
See-through
see-through
or-
or, yeah, how does that?
I haven't gotten a sample yet.
Okay.
So
Really
he
interested to
doesn't
see.
have samples lying about that he could show, send something to us. And so we were gonna buy one.
Right.
And now I didn't like the fonts.
I was gonna say, if she could match the font on the aluminum sign, where was that? If you scroll down. Just slightly.
That one?
Yeah, like a font like that would be so great. If she could match something like that, I wonder if the slate would look even more like what we had hoped.
And even the one next to it, the La Quinta, even though it's got a blue and a white on blue, that font's not bad.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not a graphic designer. So,
I think we'd also have to figure out if we wanted to do lowercase
yes.
and uppercase or
Yeah.
all uppercase.
Or,
Yeah.
or that, the cast iron is uppercase, but the first one is
Yeah.
larger.
Yeah.
So there's just so many choices.
Yeah. I like, I
Does
mean,
your
I
brother
like
do-
that.
I can ask him to do that, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Like,
So if the document, I emailed you the document.
Yeah.
Maybe you could, just forward it to him and say, what do you suggest?
yeah, he can play around with it for sure.
Okay,
Yeah, because
great.
even if he could make a mock-up that we all liked, we could always send it to the slate person, and
Mhm.
if she could copy the font.
She would love that.
Yeah, I think that would be really cool to see with a different font, because I love the idea of doing like an aluminum, a wood, a cast iron, a slate, something that's not plastic on these old homes.
Yes.
It's so much
Yeah.
more unique
Totally.
and original.
Oh, and did you ask her how to preserve the outside of it?
It is,
Okay.
yeah,
I saw something
So
on it,
it's like
says,
all weather.
says it has a coating on it, I think. to
Okay,
protect
perfect.
it.
yes, it has, well, the acrylic does as well, what does she call it? It's treated with an acrylic finish to display. That's
Okay.
outdoors.
Perfect. That's great. Well, I mean, is there any reason that we shouldn't proceed with the slate?
I still would like to get a sample of each one.
Okay,
So if we can get your brother or somebody.
Yeah.
To do the graphic design of, the whole thing, one slate, one acrylic,
yeah,
and then, then bring it back and just see, okay, pick one.
Yeah. And to just
great.
do a survey, because it sounds like the acrylic and the slate will be cost wise a similar price point.
Yeah, even the acrylic seemed like it was a little bit more.
Wow. That's,
And she's hand making.
yeah, she seems like a great find.
I'd also just like to support.
Yeah, a
Yeah,
local,
like,
yeah,
yeah.
totally using historic objects
Right.
too. Like that's
Exactly.
so cool. I feel like that would be hard to find otherwise. Great.
Okay,
Well, thank you
Yay,
so much.
so
for doing that.
excited.
Yeah,
This
this
is
is
great
this is
progress.
really cool. It's really cool.
I gotta stop sharing.
All right, so moving on, 250th anniversary of the American Revolution. Hopefully you guys have been seeing some of the historical home signs that have been popping up
I
around
have
town.
not seen any.
If you drive
The
down
Hadley
West
lives here.
Street,
Oh, okay.
there are a few.
I'll drive on the way home.
But yeah, keep an eye out because it's really cool to see which ones have been standing since then. So
Yeah.
and
It's just such a good idea. I love that idea so
know,
much.
I
It's
know.
so good.
yeah. And Alan has been getting a lot of compliments about them as well. So
Oh, good.
people are seeing them.
Good.
That's great. So that's it. Anything else for the American Revolution?
Do we have any more information on the tour that he wanted to do, or is that later on the evening?
Not yet.
Not yet, okay.
No.
Because that was interesting to hear them talk about it, the guests that came earlier, talking about doing like a Christmas tour and a whatever tour. Like, I'm sure long term, that would be really fun to do something
Yeah.
like that. But
Just like a Christmas walk or something.
yeah, like a Christmas where I think they were saying, I've heard of it in other towns where you stop in and like
Yeah.
people can open their home and you can stop and get like a hot chocolate at someone's
Yes.
house. So and get whatever. He's so cool.
That would be really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really cute idea.
Yeah.
I know that Hadley had done a garden tour at some point.
Yes, they did.
Long
Our
time
neighbor
ago.
was on it. Yeah.
So something like that would be fun.
Yeah.
Your house would be stop number one.
My God, I didn't know why you're laughing.
What? My friend, for some reason, got roped into doing it, and she was under so much stress to get her garden ready.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Somebody just said, "Oh, you gotta use Dinah. She's a great gardener," and she didn't feel like she was really up to the task. We're being recorded, aren't we?
Yeah.
I'm gonna send
She
this to her
tells
afterwards.
a very funny story about, that day. She was
Yeah.
pretty stressed out.
Oh,
Meanwhile, my neighbor like thrived on being on the garden tour. I was like, I am the crown jewel of the garden tour.
Yeah.
And truly, truly well deserved. Her gardening is just unbelievable. It still looks like it did, but like, man, she worked, I mean, for as long since the house was built, basically.
Wow.
Working on the garden tour, and it was spectacular. And I think she was pretty disappointed that they don't do that anymore. I
Mm.
wonder why it stopped. Does anyone know?
I don't remember when it was. Were you here then?
mm-mm.
Who organized it? Was
I
it-
have no idea. I don't, did they used to have a
Who
garden?
did?
Because I know in Amherst they have a garden tour, but it's run by, I want to say it's like the Western Mass Gardeners Society or something like that.
Northampton does too,
Mhm.
but I can't remember who runs that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll ask her tomorrow.
Yeah, I'd be interested to know.
Don't get mad. I mentioned your name. Yeah,
Oh,
no, but I love that idea of a Christmas walker.
It would be
Mhm.
so fun. Right along the common too.
Yes, yeah.
Mhm. Well, they used to have sleigh rides on the common. They don't do them anymore.
So many things. that
And
we don't do
caroling.
anymore. Caroling. Can we bring back caroling? I miss caroling so much. Like that hasn't been a thing for so long.
Yes, a neighbor, whose father is in like a Polish caroling club. And they go out, they go to all the, they go around and they do caroling.
See, this is what we're losing.
Yeah,
as older people.
it sounds
Yeah.
really fun.
Yeah,
That's lovely.
we gotta start caroling on West Street again. Carol door to door, or have people stand in the common with sleigh rides.
Yes,
It's so
yes, I
fun.
love it.
Not really nice. All right, where are we? Moving on, demolition delay bylaw. Mary Carney is, she's made some edits today. I haven't read through them, so hopefully we'll have more information by the next meeting.
That's great though, that it's. being moved
Yeah.
forward.
Yeah. Okay, so the Women's Christian Temperance Union fountain we discussed last time, that it might be a good project for CPA. I checked in with Mary Thayer, she agreed.
Awesome.
I reached out to Scott McCarthy at DPW and Gary Berg, who said, I'm just gonna read it. I did some quick research, and getting that fully functional may be cost prohibitive to like actually make it a fountain, like a drinking fountain. I invested the plumbing code, and it would need a meter pit, backflow, and need to be tied into the sewer. I asked Ben at the Board of Health about the sanitary code, and he thought the surface would need to be non-porous and it may need to be covered by some type of roof. So in terms of making
Wow.
it like a functional water fountain, maybe not, but we can certainly still fix it up and make it look nicer, and then put a interpretive sign next to it so people know what it is, because so many people,
Yeah.
like I was talking to Brendan about it, he had no idea it was there. So
I didn't until we started talking
Yeah.
about it here.
Yeah.
So was the Women's Christian Temperance Union the original organization that put it in?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
What is the Women's Christian Temperance Union?
It was a way to encourage people to not drink during prohibition.
Oh, it's not even the 19th century, it's 20th century? Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Megan, do you know more about that? Okay, I feel like you would for some reason.
This seems right up my alley.
No, Mary knows the most because she used to drink out of it when she was a kid, I guess. She
Yeah.
would like bike by and it was a working fountain.
Oh,
Mary
when she was a
Carney?
kid. Yeah, Mary Carney, which is so cool. And she was talking about it last time.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much the codes have changed though, to hear
Yeah.
that long list. I mean, that wasn't that long ago that she was drinking out of
Right,
it, so.
right.
But yes, agree about getting it looking nice again, and then having a sign would be so awesome because it is in such a prominent place to have people be able to walk by
Totally.
and read a sign would be great.
Speaking of which, I was driving through the bike path, and there were some people walking on the bike path, crossing over that center of the common. And about 3 or 4 people are reading that historical.
Oh,
sign.
good.
Yeah,
That's
it was
great.
really nice.
Very nice. Yeah, so I reached out to a couple organizations that create monuments to figure out how
It's awesome.
how we could restore it, or who could restore it. So stay tuned on that.
It'd be nice if we could match the other signs that we have, even if the
Yes.
sign was smaller, to just have something that looked the same.
Totally. Yeah, we did hire someone to design it. But he was pretty reasonable in price, so should be able to do that too.
By the time this all comes around, we'll
Exactly.
have more funding anyway. Question on that. Are there any other monuments? Because I know we were talking about the other one that we had brought up last time. Are there any others like that that need signs that do not have signs? Does anybody know about more? I feel like this is when we need Mary or like somebody, someone else. For
There is the fountain on West Street,
The one
not
on
a
the-
drinking fountain, but just a water, like a water feature
The one
sort
on
of
the
thing.
common, right? It's kind of down, but
Yeah.
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 By Bay Road. Down by Bay Road?
No, by Route 9, like where the Friday night celebrations were. It's
Oh,
right,
I thought that
right
was the
there.
fountain you were talking about.
No, the one I'm talking about is right outside of Town Hall.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's another one that people have mentioned to me in the past, like, oh, maybe we could fix that up. So
Yeah.
but it's from the 50s. Put in by the Lions Club.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
I feel like there must be some in Hockenham, some kind of like a post or a monument or something. I feel like I see these like stone
There's the ferry
things.
markers.
Yeah, the ferry markers, like
You're right, I've seen something.
Yeah.
I can't pinpoint it.
can we get signs for all of them? I feel like that getting a sign too for the old schoolhouse in Hockenham would be really awesome. To have a sign next to that would be great.
There is one.
There is one.
Mhm.
Can we, how big is it? 'Cause I don't-
It's the same size as the other 3 that we have throughout
Oh, it
town.
is, okay.
Yeah.
So then.
It's not
just-
specific to the schoolhouse. It talks about the
It's
schoolhouse, but it's
the
also
Hockenham one.
Hockenham as well.
Yeah. Okay, so then maybe we don't need one there. But if there's anything else like that in the town that we could put signage on, because the signs are so helpful. I see them every time I drive by. I feel like they're
Yeah.
really nice for people.
Yeah.
So maybe if anyone hears of anything or sees anything.
Yeah, I can also
May I?
ask Alan and Mary. I'm sure they'll
Alan
have a
will-
list of things.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, moving on. Any new business? Not brought before the commission prior to the agenda being posted. I might ask for help collecting all of the History Lives Here signs at the end of the month.
I can do that.
Easy.
Great, thank you.
They're really holding up well too. This is the 3rd year, isn't it?
I think it is the 3rd year.
Yeah.
Really?
It is the 3rd year.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to collect them a couple of years ago.
Mhm. Okay, so next meeting dates, we have June 15th. And historically, we have skipped one meeting over the summer. So we have July 20th or August 17th. We could still meet on those days, unless we just want to skip.
I'll be traveling the 17th of
Okay.
August, so.
So will I.
I'll be traveling the 20th of
Okay.
And this is why we skip a summer.
So I will reach out to those of us who are not here this evening and see who can attend which one. Right, and move from there.
All right.
And whatever we can talk about at the next meeting in terms of town meeting. Like the next town meeting, CPA funding, whatever we.
Yes, August 1st, I think, is the next deadline.
Yeah. So if we need funding for
Oh,
So we'll have
plaques
to get on that.
or, yeah, I don't know how far along we'll be on the plaques by then. Or if we can figure out anything for the fountain,
Mhm.
to write up some.
Yeah,
okay.
so, yeah, July 20th still might make sense to have that meeting, just so we can button up anything if we end up
Oh,
doing
that's true. So we have
the application on
Yeah,
the 1st.
that's true.
wait, you said August 1st or
The CPA deadline, August 1st, yeah. Yeah,
That'd probably be good to have 2 meetings before then, just in case.
yeah.
Okay.
Anything else? All right, motion to adjourn.
seconded.
All right, all in favor?
Bye.
Aye.
Bye.